During the pandemic, student loan borrowers could get a temporary refund on payments they made.
And defer student loan payments and forgive interest until further notice.
Money to help during the COVID crisis that they would ultimately need to pay back.
I was able to get a refund for $10,000.
You could get a refund on those payments.
Few applied for that refund until President Biden said he planned to forgive up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt.
We did it, Joe.
Let's just say I've been forgiven.
Borrower Will Adams, a director for NBC Bay Area in California, had paid off his son's $15,000 loan during the pandemic. So when he heard about the forgiveness plan, he applied for the refund, thinking it was debt cancellation.
I was hesitant a little bit when we got the money, like, is this fake? Is this a scam?
But the check was real, and he says he spent the $15,000 on travel and home expenses. Now, 2 years later, he's expected to pay it all back, plus interest.
How did you feel when you heard you were on the hook for almost $16,000?
You know, I was shocked. The check I'm looking at right now, it says Fed student loan refund. So to me, it's a refund. I wouldn't think I'd have to pay it back, but, you know, now here I am.
Adams is not alone. An estimated 250,000 borrowers now owe the government for those so-called refunds. Why? The Supreme Court rejected Biden's debt forgiveness plan, so anyone who received a refund is now being asked to return that money, which confused many borrowers like Adams.
The communication from the government was very spotty during that period of time.
Scott Buchanan is the executive director of the Student Loan Servicing Alliance.
That's why we strongly advise borrowers to be very thoughtful before they requested a refund and continue to wait until actual loan forgiveness occurred.
These borrowers are stuck in an incredibly unfair situation.
Persis Yu of the Student Borrower Protection Center is helping families navigate the confusion.
What is your advice to people who are in this situation?
The only path forward is to try to figure out how to make their day-to-day finances work.
The Department of Education declined to be interviewed. They say borrowers should contact their servicers before the end of the year to avoid going into default. Ask about different income-driven repayment plans that can lower your interest and monthly payment. And if you're a public employee, see if you qualify for forgiveness under the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. That $78 billion is currently approved to help more than 1 million people wipe out their federal student loans. For Will, who now has to pay $700 in interest on top of the loan he already paid back, this repayment will be a family affair.
Everybody's going to have to pitch in to help pay it off again.
He's got a really great attitude about it. Listen, just last week, President Biden announced an additional 55,000 borrowers will get forgiveness if they work in public service. So that brings the total to nearly 5 million people who will receive relief under various programs. But the Biden administration also last week dropped a couple of its key plans that were facing legal challenges. It was unlikely they would have gone into effect under the Trump administration anyway. So the bottom line here, talk to your loan provider about the options that you have in the new year, but don't ignore it. If you're one of the folks that got one of these letters, interest is accruing on your loan right now.
Yeah, I think that's what people might not have appreciated, even if the program wasn't going to go through, because the court said no dice. Right. The idea that you have to pay something back with interest.
It's crazy. I know, especially when you had paid it off and you were free and clear, thought a refund was coming your way. So also, tough. Studentaid.gov, that's a great website to go to if you have any questions, in addition to calling your loan servicer. Go there, check. I mean, it is confusing, and everyone's situation is a little bit different based on what their job is, what their loan was.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.